Making a Cleaver from a Circular Saw Blade, William Hovey Smith, 2019. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, a wild game cook, and a knife maker. This cleaver began life as a saw blade, as you can see in the photo, and the particular cutout that was used is at the very bottom of the picture. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and we're back in our knife shop resuming work on a pair of our cook's knives. To recap what we've already done, we profiled these blades, that is, we cut them down from something that started as a larger blank. We have heat treated them. We have done the initial grinding on the bevel for the blade. This is a right-handed blade. We have also done polishing on this blade, and we have rough shaped and fitted the grips. Now this is a new wood for me. This is Padak. It's a very interesting, highly colored and well figured wood. So I went ahead and made up another knife. This one is from carbon steel, and this is a cleaver, but basically the same handle shape. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can finish this grip and see what it looks like. If I like it, I'll go ahead and leave it on this other pair of knives. Atlanta Waterjet does precision cutting out of all kinds of steels, including our saw blade material, from which the cleaver and other blades were derived. I also have sheets done out of stainless steel, and here you see the Waterjet cutter actually working on a stainless steel sheet. So this has been clamped and glued, and so now I'm going to cut off the pins and actually shape this grip and see what it's like. I'm trimming this with a hacksaw to keep the amount of heat on these pins down, because shoe glue, which is the adhesive I'm using, will weaken with heat. Okay, and that didn't take long. This is a good, nice blade. I just changed it. So now we can put it on the sander and start working the grips. This is a belt sander, which is a variable speed machine and takes interchangeable belts, so you can put different grits on it. And right now I've got a 220 grit belt on it that I've been using to polish this carbon steel blade. And I'm going to use it for the initial shaping on this wood. That is getting started, and just be more of the same. And yeah, this is the right grit to use. This is working just fine. We've now what I like to call found steel on most of the grip. You can see I've got a little place here that I need to get with a smaller tool, and I'll work that with a Dremel tool. Also, remove this sharp edge here to keep it from gouging the palm. But we've got the grip basically shaped, and I did go to a coarser grit. I did go to a 120 rather than a 220, and it handled that okay and allowed me to work it pretty well. So we're making real progress here with this grip, and I'll do the Dremel tool and catch up some of this fine stuff before we put it back on the 220. Paul, my bladesmith, is a real master of the Dremel tool. I'm not quite so adept, but we're going to use it to do the interior shaping there on that ring, and also do some fine stuff in regards to the handle itself that I just can't get to well with the belt sander. Some very careful work with the Dremel tool is needed to get this area here down to the steel. Now we've got it very nearly down to where we want to be, but it'll take an even smaller tool to get that little bit. And you can see I've also done the ring here and freshened it out compared to what we started with. My Dremel tool has decided it's going to quit on me. So we do it the old-fashioned way. On our trial handle, we're doing the final hand finishing here, and several good things have emerged. Despite having a foul, hard temper on this blade, it's still flexible. As you can see, when I work this handle, the handle is moving, which means we still have maintained flexibility in the blade and the steel, which is excellent. If it didn't move, you would have the fear that it would be so brittle that on a cleaver that the edge would fail and fracture. But this is going to give a good, resilient, but sharpenable edge. I'm going to put a polyurethane finish on it. And that'll help seal it and make it more resistant to staining and everything else. Okay, we're going to hang this up to dry and see what it's like tomorrow. I talk about cooking in all of my outdoor books, including Backyard Deer Hunting, Crossbow Hunting, Extreme Muzzleloading, and Practical Bow Fishing. My newest book is a business book, Create Your Own Job Security. In this book, I advocate that a person start many businesses throughout their life to accomplish whatever objectives they need to do at the time. Let's try a tomato. Okay. I like Romas. Now that we have the vegetables chopped, we're going to start on the meat. Thus far, my conclusion is, yeah, the knife works, and if you had nothing else, you could make do with it. But this thick blade, which is desirable for chopping and doing, heavy work like you're working on a carcass or cutting large hunks of meat. It's just too heavy and a tad too thick for the work I'm doing with it. Plus the grind on the blade for delicate slicing is not of the best. The rutabaga is probably the most common vegetable that the average cook would need to cut with a cleaver. Ordinary butcher knives, even heavy bladed ones, you really have to put both hands on the knife like this and saw through it to get it to cut. But if you're going to process rutabagas and more than one occasionally, yeah, you really need a heavier blade. And for that, yeah, the cleaver does fine. So we're going to give it a whack and see what happens here. Well, that is a pretty decisive cut. Okay, cleaved off to one side, maybe it tilted in the hand a little bit. Yeah, well, undoubtedly that cuts it better than anything I've used yet. So, yeah, for rutabagas, this does just fine. In Create Your Own Job Security, I suggest that people start businesses as they need them, when they need them, to do what they need them to do. This can start as early as high school, continue through college by taking some business courses along with your major. Then when you go to work for the man, you have your own business already started. And should you suddenly be laid off in your 40s and later, you have something to fall back on that's already been developed. This book is available from Amazon.com and also from other retailers and your local bookstore. The best edge on this saw blade material is obtained by working it as little as you possibly can. I grind it slightly on the surface, then take it through a heat treatment, and then finish the knife. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 725 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. For more information on Hovey's Knives of China, you can go to www.hoveysknivesofchinablog.co. For information on my new business book, go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.